Greetings friends, and welcome to the second video in our What's Smoking Hot 2020 video review series. And the second cigar that's been smoking hot for me this year has been the Upmann Connoisseur number 1. As you can see, I've gone ahead and lit it up, and plenty of smoke from that, from the first few puffs, and so far so good. The Upmann Connoisseur 1 is it's a enthusiast or connoisseur's favorite, really. It's a Hermosos number 4 sized cigar, so it's a 48 ring gauge by 5 inch or 127 millimeters in length. And on our forum, it's a highly reputable, dependable cigar. And it's been that way for a number of years now. In fact, I could tell you the time around 5 years ago where these were being offered on 24 listings from 2011 with a bit of age on them. They were about 3 or 4 years old at that time. A number of boxes were coming up, a number of listings, and all those boxes had plume, for want of a better word, one of a better term, but ever since Friends of Urbanos did that study, that scientific study on what plume is, and said, look, basically it's mold. And if you want to go further into it, go on Friends of Urbanos and search it out. It's in the I'm pretty sure it's in the reference section. You could easily find it out. But these listings were all, I think they were all PLM May 2011 listings, pretty much, and they were offered at various times. They all had mold, plume mold, white specks of mold that you could easily brush off, and the warning was given that if you didn't like them, walk away. Well, they had no problem selling out very quickly every single time, and usually they were the first ones sold at 24 listings. And look, I'm not making that up, this is totally true. So to me, that was always a factor in my mind, that they were a reputable smoke. Dependable, reliable, and evidence suggests that from the way they sold that they were well sought after. Now, why that is, I can give you some more information about that. And that basically the reason is of the Upmann marker itself. Now, if we were to look at amongst the 27 brands in the Urbanos SA catalogue, which ones sell, we don't have exact figures, but we know for sure that the Partagas Serie D number 4, the Monte Cristo number 4, and the Monte Cristo number 2 amongst the 3 best sellers. And in terms of markers worldwide, Romeo Julieta, Monte Cristo, and believe it or not, Jose El Pedra accounts for quite a few sales. Now, this is before the COVID-19 epidemic limited sales in LCDHs around the world, where you'd have sales being accounted for duty-free reasons. So people would buy up those markers. And as for the Jose El Pedra, that's a lesser brand, but a lot of those sell because of the strong European market, strong history with that market with Cuban cigars. Now, worldwide sales of Upmann mean, there were figures given out in the mid-2000s that probably would have accounted for about, and I'm guessing, but I guess it would be pretty accurate to say it would be probably only 2 or 3% of worldwide sales. And the global brands, if you counted them all up, and I'm talking about Monte Cristo, H. Upmann, Hoya, de Monterey, Cahiba, Partagas, and Romeo and Julieta, those six. If you counted those six, it would have accounted for about 85 to 90% of sales worldwide. And fast forward about 15 years, I wouldn't see a reason why that's diminished too much. But if we look at forum polls conducted on our forum over the years, and we looked at what market is prevalent in most enthusiasts' humidors. H. Upmann tends to top the list, and I'm talking about a number of polls. H. Upmann tends to top the list, and in my mind, I go back to something that I read in Min Romney's opus, the Encyclopedia of Revolution, pre-revolution, post-revolution cigars. He mentions the H. Upmann number 2, and he says if you compare it to Monte Cristo number 2s, which, as I've said, they're high sellers and well known, enthusiasts people that know cigars would be more prone to going towards that cigar more than the Monte Cristo number 2, and that was something that he said at the time the book was, well, the encyclopedia was released around 2003. And in the same way, I would say H. Upmann as a mark itself lends itself to just being highly sought after by enthusiasts, and the forum polls have proven that true. And the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1 is one of those vitolas that, as I mentioned, as I've said, it's just highly sought after. And we'll go further into the reasons why that is as I draw down on the cigar and smoke it further and discuss more in this review. So far in the first third, it's just it's burning really well and smoking really well. Just a lovely, dependable cigar, and this is about my. I've probably been through about half the box out of 25. I've given some away. I'll discuss further, but they've been pretty good to excellent, and I've been very, very happy with it so far. And this one I'm very happy with. I'll leave it there, and I'll smoke this further, and I'll discuss flavour profiles and just some more information about the release when I come back. So I want to give some further thoughts as to why these are so popular on our forum. I guess I could start by saying think of H. Upmann in terms of flavour profiles into two distinct categories. Let's look at H. Upmann cigars that have a more prevalent strength to them, and they're more stronger in espresso coffee flavours. They could be a bit more spicy, I guess. And I'm thinking cigars such as the H. Upmann Magnum 46, H. Upmann number 2 when they're younger, the now deleted H. Upmann Petit Corona when they were, if you picked up a box when they were discontinued in 2016 and smoked them then, or H. Upmann Half Corona, they have somewhat more of an intensity than other cigars that have that stronger shortbread profile. And I think of the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1, definitely this cigar, and the most importantly the H. Upmann Connoisseur A, which is known in our forum for its misspelling, and now the some newer cigars in the Connoisseur series carry on with that misspelling, which is the I after the S at the end, rather than the way it should be spelled with the I before the S. But the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1 has the correct spelling. But anyway, if we were to compare those more shortbread, milder, quality shortbread and milder H. Upmann cigars, the Connoisseur number 1 and the Connoisseur A. When the Connoisseur A came out in 2013, it was one of those newer Habanos specialist releases, and all those releases carried with them a higher premium price point in comparison to other releases. And I'm thinking of the Taurian, the St. Cristobal Taurian, and the Pularanga Picadorus, the Punch 48, and some more recent Habanos specialist releases such as the Cohiba Novadesos and the, not sure if it's come out yet, but it will, the Montecristo Herederos. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, all these Habanos specialist releases are all known for being quality cigars and carry with it a premium price point. And if we go back to the H. Upmann Connoisseur A, it hit the ground running in 2013, and it's been known as a quality H. Upmann offering, and it's been very popular ever since. Now, what do you do if you love H. Upmann, but you love those milder quality shortbread flavors that you can get out of H. Upmann, and you want a dependable go-to smoke? You're going to go for the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1, and this is what, frankly, this is what it's about. If you compare the prices, I'd say off the top of my head, you're looking at a good 25-30% cheaper for a box of 25 if you compare the Connoisseur number 1 to the Connoisseur A. And the Connoisseur number 1 is in fact it's still cheaper than other H. Upmann offerings such as the Upmann number 2 and the Magnum 46. And in general, they smoke milder with less time down, and in my mind, that's why that explains their popularity amongst enthusiasts. Now, this H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1 are well into the middle, and it certainly has that quality shortbread and that cedar light espresso coffee to it. You can get them with white pepper. H. Upmann is known for having like a white pepper element to it. Alternatively, like a vanilla sweetness to it. If the vanilla sweetness is strong, it could taste like licorice. I'm not picking up necessarily white pepper out of this at all. Am I getting any vanilla sweetness? Definitely not licorice, not too sweet. Maybe a little vanilla sweetness there, but the main characteristic of this cigar that I'm getting is the cedar shortbread like coffee. That simple flavour that makes it so dependable and so good. So the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1 is not a complex cigar. That's not what it's about. It's just a dependable, good cigar. Now, this box code BRE November 2018, thanks to NSX Cigar, and I'll give a shout out to you, mate. Thank you very much for um, uh, drawing out this point. Late quarter BRE 18 H. Upmann Connoisseur number ones have been known, look, unfortunately, for being sour, having unfermented leaf. And if you're unfortunate enough to have picked up a box code in the last quarter of 2018, which this is, and they're sour for you, you're not going to get the shortbread element to it at all, really. And unfortunately, they're not likely to improve over time. But I've been fortunate. I've handed out a few to other people just to get a different opinion. Because for me, I've smoked through, as I said at the beginning of the review, half the box, and they've been great. Maybe except for one that wasn't on, just one. All the rest have been great, and this certainly is great. I'm really enjoying it, and I guess I count myself fortunate. So what that means is if you've got a BRE late quarter, October, November, December, mainly November 2018 box code, don't give up on it. Don't smoke them out of the box, and you'll know exactly what I don't have to explain it to you. You'll know from smoking a few if it's got that quality shortbread in it that you're looking for. Because no doubt, if you're the type of enthusiast that's getting this cigar, it's in your rotation. But what we mean by rotation is that it's in your 5 or 6 or 7 smokes that you reach for all the time, and you know what you're looking for. And this cigar for me in 2020 has had all the hallmarks of those flavors that I've described pretty consistently. I've been very happy with it. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm going to smoke it down a little bit further and finish off the review soon. And I'll come back very soon, discuss it a bit further. So I'm well into the end of the cigar, the last third, and it's still got quality shortbread cedar, like coffee to it. And if I compare some of those other H. Upmann cigars that I mentioned earlier in the review, for my personal preference, I'm much more inclined to age them because my preference is for that shortbread to come out. And with those, when I think of those cigars such as the H. Upmann number 2 or the Petite Corona that's now discontinued since 2016, I have them in my humidor, but I prefer them more around the 5, 6, 7 year mark, even longer, to develop to the point where I'm happy smoking them where the flavors have melded and they've become softer. That is not true for me. When I think of the H. Upmann Connoisseur number 1, I smoke them much, much younger. And I think that would be the truth for most of you watching this video. You're more likely to get the cigar and smoke them straight out of the box and finish the box within 12, 18, 24 months. And I am too. I've had H. Upmann Connoisseur ones. I had a few PLM May 2011 a few years ago, and I was smoking them around the 5, 6, 7 year mark. And what's the difference from this cigar today? I guess in general they were just a lot lighter in cedar and coffee. Still had that shortbread. That shortbread just lasts. That flavour really lasts in it quite a long time. And only at about 6 or 7, I got them off another enthusiast that wanted to basically get rid of them, and I picked them up, and I'm glad I did. And I was fortunate enough to see for myself just how good this cigar is, and ever since I picked up this box and started smoking a few out of the box, I could tell that it really wasn't necessary to age them to really enjoy them. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and look. I can see myself nubbing this, but I think I've said basically what I wanted to say in this review, and I thank you again for your time. I look forward to seeing you again in the next review in the What's Smoking Hot 2020 video review series. Until then, happy smoking and see you next time.